Okay, welcome everyone. We will officially get started here. We are pleased to welcome all of you, our partners. I know some of you have been with Kickstart for a long time now, and even to those that we've recently met, we are pleased to have you here. And today we will be introducing to you our newest innovation, the Starter Pump, that we have taken time to keenly develop, incorporating feedback from farmers, some of which are actually your farmers. And we will also explore some of the ways in which we can partner together to scale irrigation in Kenya. And just improve livelihoods. I know we all know how livelihoods have been hit by the recent crisis in Kenya, just to mention the desert locust and COVID-19. So a warm welcome to you all. My name is Nancy Muindi, and I will be moderating the discussions. If you have a question or a comment that you would like us to answer, please feel free to engage us using the Q&A tab on your screen, and we will be happy to answer all that. And so starting us off from the panelist section is Peter Juma. Peter is the president as well as the COO of Kickstart. He will introduce us to Kickstart for the sake of those of us who are new to us. He will also tell us on how Kickstart is adapting what we do to the current situation of COVID-19.
Thank you so much, Nancy, for that great introduction. And ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure to meet you all here. I want to welcome you all to this great event this afternoon. My name, as you've heard, is Peter Juma, and as Kickstart's president and CEO, I oversee all of operations here in Africa. For the next 1 hour, we are going to introduce you to Kickstart's latest innovation and give you a chance to hear from a selection of our field staff that are based here in Kenya. But I'll give you a bit of some background about Kickstart with both old and new friends of Kickstart here with us today. Many of you know when we started Kickstart over 30 years ago, right here in Kenya, we knew the number one need of a poor person is a way to make more money. If people have income security, they can prioritize and address their remaining needs for themselves. With cash in their hands, they can pay for food, for water, for shelter, for medicine, they can take their kids to school, and they meet other basic necessities. Without cash, they can't do these things. It is this belief that people need a sustainable way to earn more money that has driven Kickstart's mission to lift millions of people in Africa out of poverty by designing and promoting smart, durable, and affordable irrigation pumps that enable farmers to dramatically increase their crop yields and incomes and transition from subsistence rain-fed farming to highly productive agro enterprises. To date, we have reached about 100,000 Kenyan smallholder farmers with our irrigation technologies. And we have lifted over 380,000 people in Kenya out of poverty by empowering them to grow high-value fruits and vegetables on their own terms, independent of rain and climate change. But why irrigation? We know that irrigation-based farming interventions are key to boosting farmers' yields as well as optimizing harvest for market systems. We see clear distinctions between farmers who engage in irrigated agriculture from those who do not. With rain-fed farming, everyone plants and harvests at the same time, and they end up selling their crops in oversaturated markets for low prices when the supply is high but demand is low. So they make very little money, and a lot of their crop spoils in the field before it is eaten or even sold. And when the rains fail, due to climate change, they get no crops at all, making every harvest a gamble with worsening odds. But with irrigation, These farmers develop resilience to these risks, securing a form of insurance cover by planting multiple cycles of high-value fruits and vegetables and harvesting them all year round, especially in the long, dry, hungry seasons, when they sell their produce at high prices and make a lot more money. And when the rains fail, they can also save their rain-fed crops with irrigation. Unfortunately, we are facing a major global health challenge that is negatively affecting the most vulnerable members of the society, including the smallholder farmers. The constraints on productivity that I've mentioned above are being further stretched by the COVID-19 pandemic, which is disrupting livelihoods and food supply systems across the country as well as the rest of Africa. COVID-19 has made many people to lose their jobs or their small businesses, and it has forced many to return to the rural areas where they have returned to farming as their main source of income to survive the impacts of this global pandemic. These unfortunate events, that is climate change, COVID-19, and other natural disasters that have rocked the Horn of Africa, such as the locust plague early this year, have served to push the ambitions of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals number 1 and 2 further into the future, reversing the many gains made towards a world free of hunger and poverty. But all is not lost. Kickstart is still committed to working with partners to meet these SDG goals, especially goal number 3, which is adaptation to climate change. To address the current erratic rainfall patterns that farmers have to bear with, we continue to develop new products to help our partners and farmers adapt to climate change. And today, I'm very proud to announce that after months of research and testing, we are introducing our most affordable, gender-friendly, newest innovation called the Moneymaker Starter Pump. Retailing fully kitted with hose pipes and spare parts at an estimated price of 5,000 Kenya shillings here in Kenya, this pump will be Africa's lowest cost irrigation solution, going at half the price of the heat pump, which has previously been our least expensive pump. We have developed this pump with an affordable price in mind because we have always believed that irrigation capabilities at low prices would be a game changer in poverty reduction efforts. With this low price starter pump, we can reach those smallholder farmers currently left out by the high cost of other pumps by providing them with the capacities to grow and harvest enough nutritious food year round for their families and their neighbors. And they will do this independent of rains and climate change. This is a great milestone worth celebrating by all of us who care most about the smallholder farmer in this country, and indeed the rest of Africa. On behalf of the entire team at Kickstart, starting here in Kenya and the rest of the world, we are so grateful for all your partnership, your interest in what we do, your friendship, and the support. And we are inviting you to join us in celebrating this great milestone for Kickstart and for the smallholder farmers in Kenya and across Africa, even as we face the challenges of this time brought about by COVID-19. Thank you so much and have a fruitful afternoon. And I welcome you to listen to our team of staff that are based here in Kenya. And please feel free, as Nancy has said, to drop a question and we'll be very happy to respond to it. Thank you so much and good afternoon.
All right, thank you so much, Peter, for that. And so that we are all familiar when we mention the starter pump in our subsequent discussions, I take this time to invite Alan Spivey. Alan leads our product development wing here in Nairobi, and he will give us an overview of the pump, its specifications, its design, and its features. So take a good listen because there will be a question at the end of this presentation. Alan.
Yeah, thanks, Nancy, for your kind introduction. It's a pleasure to be invited to say a few words about the new starter pump. Kickstart International has a deep history of pump design evolution dating from the late 1990s. During that time, we have continued to refine the efficiency and performance of low-cost human-powered pumps, maximizing the potential head, increasing efficiency, and minimizing cost. And since 2005, we've been working with a single trusted manufacturing partner in China to produce the highest quality at the most affordable prices. Our pumps are designed and prototyped in Nairobi, in our long-established workshop. And apart from technical testing there, they are simultaneously tested and critiqued by local farmers who form a pillar of our design process. The latest offspring from this noble heritage is the Moneymaker starter pump. Based on the concept of the best-selling and field-proven hip pump, of which nearly 60,000 have been sold, the starter pump brings new levels of affordability and functionality. The starter pump weighs only 2.5 kilos, meaning it is even lighter to carry than the necessary hose pipes, which are supplied as part of the product package. This makes taking the whole system to the field an easy job for just one person. After attaching the hoses to screen, inlet, and outlet by tying rubber strips, the screen is placed in the water source. The pump is easily primed through the funnel at the top of the piston. The water source can be as much as 6 meters below the pump, even at an altitude of 1,600 meters, a meter or more deeper at sea level. The starter pump can be operated by a variety of movements, mostly using body and leg muscles, with minimal use of the arms, meaning it is comfortable to use for long periods. The flow rate can be as high as 0.5 liter per second, and in most situations, a plot of 1/4 of an acre can be watered in 2.5 hours. In addition to the excellent suction capacity of 6 meters, the pump can push vertically upwards to a height of 8 meters, giving an overall head of 14 meters, or alternatively, be able to push water 150 meters horizontally. A keen coworker can irrigate plants optimally, judging the water demand for each plant and row. But use of an optional sprinkler allows one person to irrigate effectively, particularly since it features a surge chamber, which results in an even lower input effort and smoother output. The modular valve box does not permit any external leaks. The pump's mechanism is impervious to corrosion, being made of PVC and stainless steel and aluminium. The footplate is finished in the highest quality powder coating. Piston cups are long-lasting, but when the time comes, perhaps every 6 months or so, they are easy and economical to replace. The complete package includes a spray nozzle, filter screen, and a set of inlet and outlet hose pipes. This multiplicity of positive features makes the Moneymaker starter pump the lowest priced, best value irrigation pump in the world. Thank you for listening.
All right, thank you, Alan, for introducing us to the starter pump. And so moving on, there's a research that has been done by the International Food Policy Research Institute. It shows that partnership between development partners, the private and the public sector, has the potential to bring the much needed resources to scale irrigation in Africa. And Kickstart on its part actually works with partners like you to scale irrigation in Africa. And in this regard, I would like to welcome Tom Opapa. Tom leads partnerships in other countries that we operate in Africa, and he will be telling us on how we are utilizing these partnerships to scale irrigation in Kenya, drawing lessons from other countries where we've had successful partnerships. Tom.
Thanks so much, Nancy, for the warm introduction. And thank you all for attending our first ever virtual product launch. I'm very happy to share with you all our exciting plans for this new game-changing innovation and our plans for scaling 2021. My name is Tom Opapa. I'm the Director for Global Institutional Partnerships. I lead the Kickstart's team of sales professionals and drive our partnership-based strategy to scale our technology across Africa. Strategic partnership serves as the primary vehicle for Kickstart to reach organized network of farmers with our tools and training, facilitating the distribution of moneymaker farms and complementing our partners' diverse core programs. With over 350 partners across Africa, we have been able to discover and build synergies between irrigation and other sectors' mission, including gender empowerment, youth employment, climate resilience, and livelihood programs. However, by breaking the previous price barriers to irrigation, this new tool unlocks newfound capacities to meet the evolving needs of previously excluded groups of Kenyan smallholders and to further develop powerful impact at the intersection of sectors. Lightweight and portable, the starter pump is well suited for urban farming and for young people who often do not own their own land. At the average, the size land parcel is steadily declining due to population growth. Now less than half of a hectare, and urban farming is becoming more common. There is a defined need for intervention that can rapidly increase productivity at a small scale. Further, the low-cost and gender-friendly design makes it more financially accessible to women and youth, who often lack access to land and credit, but who could build productive livelihood through high-value food crops. Through newfound financial accessibility, we can progress and expand the cross-sectoral programs we have already developed, such as long-term partnership with WAFAN in Nigeria, which utilizes the gender empowerment effects of irrigation by working with women-led farmers collectives to develop dry season production capacities and generate sustainable income streams by selling extra produce to the local communities. In Kenya and across the continent, adverse weather events have reduced the profitability and reliability of agriculture. However, through our diverse partnership with relief agencies and irrigation tools are being used by farmers to replan after natural disasters, recover from displacement caused by political conflicts, and to create resilience from more regular dry spells and climate change, particularly regular floods that often leave behind major crop destruction in several parts of the country. With the new starter pump, partners can equip climate-impacted farmers with the tools for long-term resilience and security at half the per capita cost. Indeed, income insecurity, we have found that with reliable livelihood from irrigated farming, bridges for peace can be built. Kickstart is working with partners across the continent to integrate irrigation into peace-building projects between clashing pastoralist communities. These partnerships represent another critical opportunity for the starter pump to expand the reach of these dynamic projects. For example, Kickstart is working with World Vision to promote peaceful coexistence among communities, especially in Lokis, East Pokot, through sustainable livelihood programs. And in Nigeria, Kickstart is working with various state actors, especially in Kano and Kaduna, to bring peaceful coexistence between pastoralist and non-pastoralist communities by encouraging all year-round farming through irrigation. Across these programs, our new starter pump unlocks the potential for new scale and the ability for partners to double their impacts, in addition to creating new relationships with farmer groups previously excluded by costs. And by leveraging the low cost of this technology through targeted partnership with microfinance institutions and other financial innovators, we can further accelerate the expansion of access to irrigation at the bottom of the pyramid at an unprecedented scale. As we head into 2021, the starter pump offers a new pathway to close the gap between today's food production and the projected demand for food in the future, and the ability to do this in a sustainable way that can generate vibrant livelihood for all. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Tom, for that. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I take this time to invite Pascal Maitha. Pascal leads the Kenyan program, and I'm certain some of you might have interacted with him during your engagements. And he will dive deeper into the Kenyan situations, touching on our working model here in Kenya, our distribution strategy, and generally what the starter pump we expect of the starter pump in Kenya. Pascal.
Thank you, Nancy, for that introduction. As you've heard, my name is Pascal Maitha, and I run the Kenyan program of Kickstart International. I welcome you all as I take you briefly through our plans to launch the starter pump and how we are structured to impact lives in the country. Kenyan smallholder farmers face complex challenges, and the COVID-19 pandemic has accelerated these existing vulnerabilities. However, there is enormous untapped potential within the agricultural sector. While 83% of Kenya's land area is arid and semi-arid, only 2% of the arable land is under irrigation. Meanwhile, national water resources, large-scale government projects, and several traditional community rainwater harvesting initiatives mean millions of smallholder farmers have easy access to water. Despite large-scale investment in water resource storages, many of these resources have gone underutilized. The National Irrigation Authority has rolled out the Household Irrigation Water Storage Project that has so far done over 5,000 ponds out of a project target of 10,000 ponds across 23 counties. These ponds are not being utilized since most of the beneficiaries are the poor of the poorest, and a more affordable tool like this starter pump could be a game changer in this initiative. The Kimira Oluch irrigation project in Karachuonyo, Homa Bay County, the Athi Sabaki River that runs across several countries and terminates into the Indian Ocean, the famous River Nzoia that causes flooding in the Budalangi of Western Kenya each year as it enters the Lake Victoria, the 8 dam projects being rolled out by the county government of Kwale, and several other water initiatives by both the national and county governments are some of the water resources running across the poor local communities where smallholder farmers are based. The effectiveness of all these resources will only be assessed by the cost-effective ability of the same community using the water sustainably to improve food security and enhance their livelihoods. We are already making exciting plans for this new tool in the new year in order to incorporate it into our existing model and solutions we have been offering. We have a number of projects we are carrying out in Kenya with other development partners that could benefit from this new technology. This includes the kitchen garden campaigns with several World Vision clusters in the Rift Valley counties and several farmers cooperative societies addressing nutritional enhancement in the families and improved livelihoods. We have structured MOUs with several local NGOs and community-based organizations that enables our intervention approach enhance the impacts and effectiveness of these partner programs. We are also working with a number of county governments in Kenya, tapping into the 2010 constitutional structure that devolved agriculture, making county governments as the perfect partners to champion irrigation in the smallholder farmers in their region as the sure way to all year-round farming. The preliminary market testing of 40 starter pumps through our partner World Vision Kenya in Machakos County is now over 1 year old. The customer satisfaction survey conducted in July this year received very high approval ratings from the beneficiaries of these pumps. At a new low cost, a fully kitted starter pump can be easily bundled with additional farming inputs, complementing several initiatives and interventions by county governments and other partners in starting up or enhancing productivity of target smallholder farmers. Thanks to the dedicated Kickstart team I have here in Kenya, our operations cover the whole country, supported by over 100 active partners being served by over 70 dealers and distributors countrywide. Our capabilities shall now be magnified by this new low-cost innovation, facilitating larger volumes through our dealer networks across the country. This solution is expected to reach every corner of our land. Our first 200 pumps have arrived in Kenya and are ready to be distributed into the farms. We expect our maiden container to arrive early next year, accompanied by several activities and partner engagements to ensure every potential smallholder farmer is supported to start all year-round farming. I welcome you all to partner with our team here in Kenya to change the narrative and approach to food security and livelihood improvements in this great nation of Kenya, and be part of the future success stories on interventions that bring sustainable impacts. And finally, allow me to invite Engineer Emmanuel Wahungu, the Director of Irrigation in Kakamega County, one of our partnering counties, to share his expertise on smallholder farmers' irrigation projects and how this low-cost irrigation tool can fit into several partner programs to address food security, enhance livelihoods in the country. Engineer, welcome. Thank you.
Quite fine. Thank you, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Wahungu Emmanuel. The way Pascal has said, I'm in charge of irrigation and the drainage works in Kakamega County. Today, I'm a happy person because in my career of irrigation, spanning 25 years, I'm yet to see another new product on the market, the one you are calling a Manamaker starter pump. To me, this is a very good achievement from the Kickstart International family. Thank you so much for that effort. It's not easy. It's not easy to come up with an engineering product that is tailored towards helping change the livelihood of the people. So I look at it from where I sit as a very big achievement. And I personally want to thank the Kickstart International family for this milestone achievement. Again, I want to thank you, Kickstart, for your continuous presence in our field working environment. When we engage daily with farmers and other players in food production, your presence is quite visible. Now, we are talking about irrigation. We are talking about irrigation pumps. Why? Somebody will ask, why irrigation? May I tell you one or two reasons why we talk about irrigation? Because that is my mainstay. We need to invest in irrigation in order to address the effects of climate change and its impacts on food production. The word here is climate change. We need to invest in irrigation due to the increasing population and the growing pressure on food demands. These are food security concerns. That's why we are talking about irrigation the world over. We also have to go the way of irrigation to stop over-reliance on rain-fed agriculture. So irrigation, in a nutshell, is a climate-smart agriculture. It doesn't pollute the environment. It doesn't make some emissions. It's a good practice. So let's go the irrigation way. Now, let me bring you to the Kakamega situation. Pascal has explained. I've had a chance to work and interact with you, Pascal, in Kakamega. Even President Peter Juma, you know the Kakamega situation. Over 80% of the farmers or the population in Kakamega live in the rural areas and practice subsistence farming. Here, the poverty level still remains high, at least 45%, and irrigated agriculture is the way to go in such a community. If you want to change the rural folks, the rural farmers, you have to come with an affordable and a cheap technology. Because rain-fed agriculture alone cannot provide the much needed food security in the county. We have shown this. So I think this technology, the technology of Kickstart, especially the money maker technology, the way the previous presenter talked about, has done a lot of achievements in Kakamega County. The solution, therefore, lies in crop diversification through engagement with the other partners to develop horticultural sector and other high-value crop production through irrigation. And one of the partners is the Kickstart International. For the last 15 years or so, I want to recall that the Kickstart, you've continued to roll out quite appropriate, applicable, and affordable technologies. On small pumps, these are called prime movers for irrigation farming with the tangible results in Kakamega County. The products have had a strong impact on food production levels for the rural farmers with the overall livelihood transformations. You can be able to measure. You can be able to measure a farmer who took a pump, money maker pump, super money maker, or even a heat pump. After a year, after 6 months, you can be able to get the indicators right. And why are these pumps popular in Kakamega County? Why are the Kickstart technology popular with Kakamega farmers? Based on the experience I've worked on the ground, it's because of affordability. Today, you are talking about a money maker, new starter pump. I'm seeing the price is quite good, it's affordable. So that affordability has given us an advantage with the farmers because we deal with the farmers. We take this product to the farmers. I'm talking to you as an implementer of these products. Tomorrow or next month or before January, I'll be having these products and I'll go with them to the farmers. So affordability is a key thing. The second aspect why the pumps have been popular is the low cost of operations, what we call the O&M, operations and maintenance. The engineer explained so well, you don't have to do a lot of repairs, a lot of servicing. The third one, the pumps are highly portable. You can see from the practice, you just carry it, take it home, carry it, take it to the water source. Very, very portable, and you minimize so many risks in that way. Availability of spares. You people have a good network of the spares or agents or agrovets. When a farmer has a machine broken down, we quickly get the spares from the nearby agrovets. And the water source, any water source. Of course, these pumps, the designs of such pumps have their own limitations due to extraterrestrial physics. But in overall, money maker pumps, although I've not tested the new money maker starter pump, I'm yet to test the features, the operational features, but the pumps which have been on the market have met the requirements very well. You can use it on any water source, a fish pond can use it, on a shallow boreholes, you can use it. These are hand-dug wells, on a river, on a lake, so they're portable. You can use it on a water source. Of course, I want to thank you, the Kickstart team. You always come with a training component because I've had quite a number of farmers learning on the field practically through trainings. You have somebody in the field who handles this so well, somebody called Paul Munyala. Paul Munyala has been carrying out a lot of trainings with his team, and we appreciate what is taking place with these pumps all along. Now, with these pumps, the country has very good policies on irrigation, very soft policies. I'm happy you keep talking about smallholder farmers. That is the way to go. Smallholder farmers is where to start the food production chain. We have to start from there. And the policies on water use for such a farmers are very friendly. The regulating agency, the Water Resource Management Authority, is very soft on these farmers. They don't make strong demands. They don't make strong demands on abstractions because these are small amounts of water. So we are telling farmers with this kind of technology to go full throttle. Go for them. Get the water source that you have. Get the pumps. Come for a technical backup, plus the field staffs for Moneymaker, Kickstart International. We reach out to the farmers, then we implement these programs. Because the point is, we want to change the farmer from one production level to the other level. And that's what we are struggling to do every now and then. Now, about this new starter pump, I'm just finishing. This is a new product you are rolling onto the market for smallholder farmers. We shall be waiting for it very soon. In the field, we want to be very keen on the operational features under various field circumstances. You remember in the field, I've said there are challenges. I don't know the features as such now, but I'll be glad to have these pumps as fast as possible. We take them to the field, we try them to the field conditions, we see how the acceptability from the farmers, then we move on with the pumps because it's a technology that has been researched on. The way the engineer explained, I liked it. Right from the suction lifts or the overall head, it's a good pump. It can meet the demand of any smallholder farmer, any small scale farmer. Look at the 6 meter suction. That's okay. Most of the boreholes, most of the water sources, that is the average depth underground. But we are talking about surface water, lakes, ponds, which are very shallow. This is very effective for such a pumps. I look at these pumps with a lot of optimism because it will meet our daily demands for water use because we are trying to get water from one point to the other to the farmer. We are lifting water maybe from a lower position to a slightly higher elevation so our farmer can apply water to the group. And I'm looking at this pump with a lot of hope, myself from where I sit, my team from Kakamega, the county government of Kakamega has a lot of goodwill for such a facilities. In the past, when I look at my records, we've procured over 700 such pumps, taken to the farmers, to the farming groups, and we have had very good encouraging results. You go back to the same farmer, you can be able to assess the transformation. Farmer has changed the production level. Farmer is able to improve the income levels. You can measure that quickly. Is he able to take a child to school and pay school fees or not? Those are the quick indicators with these pumps. So to finish it all, I'm happy with this pump. Let it come as fast as yesterday. Let us receive them. We shall take them to the ground. We shall follow them. We shall follow the efficiency, the efficacy of the pump. We're going to test them. We shall give you the feedback. But in all, I think this is where research to work. I say thank you so much, the Kickstart International, for the work done. I think your tireless efforts in innovations is paying dividends. Remember, you are a key partner in the food production value chain. We cannot talk about sustainable goals, development goals. We cannot talk about the big four agenda on food production or food security without your presence. You are there. You are giving a strong hand in the food security through these innovations. And I want to thank you so much for those efforts. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much. Great that you see Kickstart as a partner, not really someone who comes to you with pumps and then is gone after that. And yes, I want to reiterate to his comments that that is who we are. We bring you innovative solutions to our smallholder farmers, and we stay with you to ensure that our farmers benefit from them, to ensure that they are working. We provide training component to just make sure that our farmers are growing the right crops with our farms, and are using the pumps correctly. Thank you so much, Engineer, for accepting our invitation to be here. And yes, as we move on to the next presenter, starting this for us, together with giving an overview of our training system and how Kickstart is utilizing the resources that we have for remote learning, given the current situation, is Denvas Onyanja. Denvas is our lead trainer and our programs coordinator. Welcome, Denvas.
Yeah, thank you, Nancy, for that good introduction. And as you heard, my name is Denvas Onyanja, and I work for Kickstart in training and program coordination. To further support the farmers who receive our starter pumps, Kickstart will continue to provide our specialized farmer training framework, which serves to complement our partners' core programs. This framework utilizes the principles of agripreneurship, which actually combines the words of agricultural and entrepreneurship in both theory and practice to help farmers to employ both creativity and innovation for successful and dynamic farming businesses. To realize this, Kickstart embarked on a journey to support smallholder competitive horticultural farming in Africa by implementing a baseline survey to establish the types of high-value crops commonly grown by smallholder farmers and the agricultural best practices to sustainably grow, harvest, store, and market such crops. The results of the survey shaped our agropreneurship training model and curriculum, which connects the best agronomical practices that boost yields to key financial practices that maximizes profits. Our multi-season hands-on curriculum covers all aspects of irrigating, growing, harvesting, and even selling of high-value fruits and vegetables, thus making irrigated farming a highly profitable business. To implement this curriculum, Kickstart leverages in its partnership model as outlined by Tom earlier to close the circle between our technology and end users and provide scalable training processes. First, we train partner field staff through a training of trainers method to build their capacities to facilitate agropreneurship trainings within their network of farmers. This acts as a hand-holding exercise to orient the partner field staff to the agropreneurship curriculum so that they can replicate the same with other farmers. Then we work with the lead farmers who are selected by partner field staff for their leadership skills, innovations, and influence within local farming communities. This cost-effective and scalable methodology empowers our partners and the lead farmers to master agropreneurship and to pass it on their knowledge and skills to additional farmers that they work with. In order to continue our agropreneurship program in the context of COVID-19, we are digitalizing our training materials so that we can implement virtual trainings and further incentivize partner buy-in into these new technology, while also allowing us to build the capacities of the new farming communities that the starter pump unlocks through its unprecedented affordability. For partners that purchase a minimum of 100 Manmaker pumps, Kickstart will then provide agropreneurship training and training materials designed to enhance the individual partner's mission. We're looking forward to working with you and your farmers on this journey. And thank you very much for all your attention and participation in today's launch. And now, allow me to welcome one of the farmers from Machakos County, Mr. Ansent Kisoi, who has used the starter pump, and for him to be able to share his experience with the starter pump and maybe give us an insight on how it has benefited his farming business. Welcome.
My name is Ansent Kisoi Kioko. For now, we are in Machakos County, Theater
A few more
sublocation,
seconds. It will
Kalani
be on
Ward,
our screens
Bani
shortly.
Village. Me, I'm a family man with one wife only, 6 children, of which 4 are boys, 2 are girls. I do farming for my living. I started farming for more than 8 years ago. I was doing a very hard work. I had no water within my land. As you can see, these are a very dry area where we used buckets. I did it for 2 to 3 years there.
You know how technology can
Then I
change
moved
with time.
somehow little. I found it was very expensive. I was hiring the machine together with the fuel. Then after doing my calculations, I find it very hard for me to pay the land owner and the expenses for my crops. I met some farmers who told me that they had an advertisement somewhere of a pump from a company called Kickstart. Then when I bought the pump, starter pump, this is my hero tool of the centuries. I was very happy because now I just found myself and done have an acre because it was very easy to use it. Even my children could use it. I can say I've already made money with my real tool of the centuries because my pocket does not stay for 24 hours before getting a coin from my shamba. And I advise my fellow farmers to buy the pump because they also see through me. Okay. Most of them come to me, ask the price, how they can get it. Others also wanted to test how to use it, and I give them a chance.
Right, that's one of the farmers that have been able to use the starter pump so far, and I'm certain with your partnership, we can be able to reach many like Ansend. And so we take this time to answer some of the questions that you might be having. Okay, I will go straight to the Q&A section and take some of your questions. Right, someone in here is asking, is Kickstart working on a solar pump? Okay, and Tom, you want to take that for us?
Fine, I will. Thanks so much, Nancy, and for the question. As you know, Kickstart is all about irrigation, and more so to the small-scale farmers across sub-Saharan Africa. It is true that our concern or our campaign is to irrigate Africa so that most, if not all, smallholder farmers can adopt irrigation and move from rain-fed farming. Towards that objective, Kickstart has been doing a lot of research or research on any available irrigation technology, including solar. And I can respond to that question by saying that at the moment, Kickstart is in the final stage of testing its very low cost solar irrigation innovation that very soon will hit the market. So be prepared for Kickstart solar pump. In less than 12 months, we will have that pump wherever you are in Africa. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Tom, for that. Yes, developing a startup, as Thomas said, it takes time, and we are in the process, and very soon We will also call you for a lounge like this and introduce it to you. Right, let me take more of your questions. Someone else is asking, what is the cost of the starter pump? I think the best person to answer this.
Thank you, Nancy, for that question. As it has been said, you know, our cheapest pump has been retailing for about 10,000 in the Kenyan market. With this new starter pump, our initiative was supposed to land that at a lower half of that particular price. So we are planning to introduce this into the market at 5,500. That will be the retail price at the farmer level.
How long will the pump last, and when will a farmer need to replace spare parts? How long will the pump last, and when will a farmer need to replace the spare parts? And Alan, you want to take that for us?
Okay, so we have targets. When we design these things, we have targets for durability. And for this particular pump, we had aimed at a life of 2 years. But I have to say that we've had such targets before with our other pumps, and you know, 2 years, 3 years. But what we've observed after a long period of time is that it's common to find these pumps working even 10 years later. So you can regard that 2 years as a very minimum. Also, in terms of the spare parts, the only things which are likely to wear are the piston cups. That does depend a lot on what kind of head of water that you're pumping and how much sand there is in the water. So if it's worked harder, inevitably the cups will wear out more quickly. But we reckon that a set of 2 cups is going to last on average about 6 months. And each pump comes with 2 pairs of piston cups already included in the price. How is that? Was that answer your question? I can't hear Nancy.
And they got what they wanted from that question. All right. So thank you so much for that, Alan. Let me take one more question. Someone else is asking, does the starter pump have any competitors on the market? And Tom will take that for us.
Thanks, Nancy, one more time. Starter pump, as it has been said in our previous talks, it is a new innovation in the game-changing technology that is, in terms of weight, in terms of ability, in terms of performance, we do not have such a low-cost technology in the market today. So it stands out in the market today, and that's why we at Kickstart, we are excited to launch this product. As you know, we are actually targeting the farmers at the bottom of the pyramid. They do not have enough money to access the expensive technologies. This is why actually at Kickstart, the focus is on low-cost technologies, low-cost and appropriate technologies, which starter pump is. So at the moment, as we launch this technology, it has no competition in the market. And this is what excites us, what makes us very happy. And we are glad that you are witnessing this launch. Going forward, we want to see most farmers adopt irrigation and move from rain-fed farming. Starter pump does not have a competitor, and you are glad about this. And it's a big thumbs up to our engineers, our designers, for coming up with this technology that is one of its kind in the market in Africa today. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Tom, for answering that so wonderfully. Okay, back to your question. Someone else is asking, okay, where can we get the pumps? Where can we get the pumps? And I think this is Kenya, and Pascal will take this for us.
Thank you, Nancy, for on behalf of whoever asked that particular question. As I had stated, we will continue using our distribution network. Kickstart prides itself in the aspect of partnership. We work with implementation partner as well as commercial partners who help with the distribution. We have over 70 distributors spread across the country. In each and every town of this republic has an agro dealer or a distributor that works with us. So we will avail our pumps in the same channels, so you can be able to get the pumps as you have been getting the previous ones that we've been having.
All right, thank you, Pascal. Yes, you can still use, we will still use our normal distribution channel. If you know where our distributors, our dealers are, you will get one from those shops. And someone else is asking, what was the inspiration behind developing the starter pump? And our engineer, Alan, will take that for us.
Okay. The inspiration really was to do with starting off with the hip pump. We had a product which seemed to be pretty popular. It was very ergonomic. People found it easy to use. It was very durable in the field. So we couldn't help wondering, how far can we push this particular concept? You know, how cheap can we really get this and still maintain durability and performance? So that was the original inspiration, because the lower the entry cost to irrigation, then the more farmers can easily get involved in this very profitable practice. So the target we were given was to make it half the price of the hip pump, including the hoses. And this was a fairly tricky thing, because a lot of the price in a manufactured product is dependent on the materials you use and the weight of the materials you use. So we had to try and solve the same problem with half of the amount of materials that we had before, that we'd got in the previous design. So we've taken a few years to actually work that out. And we've used a lot of computer software, finite element analysis, in order to get the right strength for different members, to analyze the flow rates within the valve box, to increase the efficiency, that kind of thing. But also practically to try these things out in the field, and to give them what we would call super exerted effort, in order to try and break them, to see where they will have their weak points, and then correct those particular functions. So that was really the inspiration, and I think we've pretty much achieved the original objective. It's very nearly half the price of the hip pump, and we think it's going to work.
So I can help Nancy out. Next question is for existing partners. How soon can Kickstart ensure this is included in the partnership framework agreement? And how soon can farmers enjoy this simple technology? That question will go to Pascal.
Yeah, well, it's true. And I think this question relates to one of our partners here in Kenya, World Vision. We have existing partner framework with some partners, where the prices, because of the programs they are running, have been predetermined. And midway through the partnership, we are launching the starter pump. And I think the concern was how they can be able to benefit from the same. We had started discussions with the World Vision team here at the head office, and we will be submitting the specifications and the pricing for the starter pump so that it is included. This should not take us very long. We were told it's a matter of trying to communicate and give the details, because we have been having a very good relationship with such kind of a partner and any other that we are having that framework with. So we'll send the specification and the pricing so that it is added as an addendum to the framework that we already have.
Okay, great. So thank you, Pascal. The next question is, other than the cost of the pump, are there any other additional costs to the smallholder farmer? And this question will go to Tom.
Thanks so much. And for the question, in terms of the question, if there are other costs associated to this pump. Well, the 5,500 shilling mark that my colleague Pascal mentioned, that is the retail price. And that comes with a fully kitted pump, with the hoses and with the spares. So essentially, and most importantly, that is the absolute price for all you need to do. When you get that, you are able to start irrigation. And as it's been said, once a partner buys a couple of pumps, up to say 100 pumps, yeah, there will be other training components that will accompany all that. So it is cheap, and that's what Kickstart stands for. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Tom. So now that's the end of our Q&A session. Thank you all so much. If there are any other questions, our team will get back to you all. You can send any questions to info@kickstart.org or to our team members who you know. Now for our closing remarks, we will leave it to our President and COO, Peter Juma.
Thanks so much, Abby and Nancy, for this excellent moderation of this webinar. And I just want to thank everybody for your attention and the participation, and for really sticking in there for this over one hour and a quarter. I know it's been a sacrifice for some of you to spare this time to be with us. We really appreciate it for joining us in this virtual event. Of course, you know, the times that we are living, we could not manage to organize an in-person event. That was our initial plan when we were thinking about this a few months ago before COVID struck. So nevertheless, because we are ready with the pump, we want to roll it out there. We thought we should just go ahead and invite some of our dedicated partners so that we can have this virtual event. Yeah, when the right time comes, when we are done with COVID, God willing, of course, we might plan to have maybe another event. And as Tom mentioned, we still have other products in the pipeline. We are working on the solar pump. Maybe at that time we could have a live event where everybody will participate. But just to really thank you so much, we really appreciate. Special thanks to Engineer Wahungu from Kakamega County. Kakamega County became one of the pioneer counties to start partnering with Kickstart and really adapting moneymaker technologies, and they've been working with us this journey, as Engineer Wahungu did mention. He's been a very good friend of our organization, a very strong partner and supporter of what we do. And of course, passing that same message to his colleagues within the county governments beyond Kakamega County. So Engineer Wahungu, we appreciate so much for your time and being with us this afternoon and providing the insight that you provided. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
And of course, just to thank all of you, I can't mention, I can see the names. Some of them are very familiar. from some of the organizations that we are partnering with. I think I can see folks from World Vision and other. I can't mention all of you by name, but just to really thank all of you for attending. You've heard it, as they say, from the horse's mouth, but we are still here to answer and respond to any questions that you have. So please feel free to reach out to any of our staff that you've been contacting, or through our hotline, or our email address, which you can easily find on our website. And I want to really thank the dedicated team of Kickstart staff, the engineering team led by our Director of Technology Development, Mr. Alan Spivey, spent sometimes sleepless night thinking about this. Developing a product, as Engineer Wahungu said, is not a walk in the park. I really want to thank this team for having achieved this milestone. They are still working on other products, but this far they have come, we really appreciate it. And just everybody within our team, our US team, Abby and Catherine, you woke up very early to join the team in East Africa. Thank you so much for that sacrifice. It's still very early in New York at this time, but you did sacrifice to join us. Yes, as you heard from Tom and the rest, there is still a lot in the pipeline, so please keep your eyes and your ears open. We'll still be calling you to share more news on other products that we are developing. We are working on affordable but durable sprinklers, as you heard, solar pump, and other things. So join us, let us partner to fight poverty out of Kenya and the rest of Africa, and help the smallholder farmers make those major steps to climb out of poverty, so that they can generate income, they can afford their kids to go to school, get a decent school, a decent meal, meet their other basic necessities like housing and health. Thank you so much, and please have a very good evening, and cheers.